I can't even believe I have to say this, but imagine your house blows away from a hurricane, or is picked up in a tornado, or is flooded when the water near you rises 8 feet in an hour, but you had no idea it was coming and no way to prepare. I keep thinking about that flood in Texas, and I wonder how things would have gone differently if all the people in the offices responsible for warning them were still in their jobs. This is why I often say we talk about taxes wrong, because it's not really about how much we pay for taxes, it's about what we get for our taxes. This new bill, the big beautiful bill, it gives us nothing for the money we put in. It cuts healthcare and food services and money for the Department of Education and FEMA and the CDC and the NIH and anything that keeps us healthy and safe. But it also completely sacrifices the actual land and water we live on and the climate we live in. How does it benefit us to gut weather forecasting services when we know extreme weather events are only going to get worse? I keep thinking about the 4 in 10 Americans, myself included, who live near a coast, while this government is deciding to cut coastal restoration and preservation. The Federal Weather Service has a coastal program that protects $10 trillion in GDP and over 54 million jobs. But they're going to cut it. Why? And of course, the answer, like everything in America, is profit. This bill increases offshore oil and gas drilling while forcing taxpayers to subsidize the industry. We are going to cut tax credits for wind and solar and shift away from green energy, the green energy that is the future, the energy that China is investing in hand over fist, choosing instead to bankroll corporate polluters. So not only are we going to be endangering our coastal communities and just begging for another Deepwater Horizon oil spill, our environment is going to be dirtier and less safe, and according to experts, will also raise our household energy prices by at least 7% by next year. Which is why we need our communities to come together now, to demand congressional accountability for these absolutely terrible choices. It's why we need to stand up for the coastal communities who will be the first people impacted by this. Now, I live in Southern California, but the Gulf states, North Carolina, Florida, Maine, New York, every coastal region is going to be affected. We need to work together to tell our representatives that this isn't what we want. We might not be able to change this bill, but we might be able to change how it's rolled out. And we can definitely punish the people who voted for it. So I need you to call your member of Congress and tell them that you hate this bill and you don't support drilling off our coasts. Because we know that this won't be the end of it. The Trump administration is already looking into ways that they can open up even more coastal areas to offshore drilling. Now, I don't often share hashtags, but when the amazing people at Protect Our Coast think we should be sharing hashtag Protect Our Coast, I will. In the meantime, talk to your friends, talk to your family, call your Congress member, your local representative, and insist that they protect our coasts. Because this is about the long-term economic health and safety of all Americans. In this case, we're just starting from the outside in. So hashtag Protect Our Coasts. Make some calls, because this is going to be an absolute disaster.